Alright guys, it is the Nubain in the building. Hello, hi. You are welcome on Nubain FM. It is the Nubain in the building on a Sunday social dialogue. We are chilling here guys, we are having fun. It is a Sunday and we want to talk to you. We want to talk all things family, we're talking all things relationship, we're talking all things parenting, anything and just about anything that we all relate to. We want to get to you, we want to dialogue. And yes, today we have our beautiful couple. It is Nomfundo and Temba Madonsela in the building. Guys, if you haven't heard about this couple, listen, stay tuned. Alright guys, we have Masijo on the background saying Tado. I mean, come on guys, it is a Sunday social dialogue. It is a chilla as Lana Lalela. I hope you guys are going to enjoy us here. And today we are speaking all things blended family. And this couple guys, you just got to hear from them today. Listen, I'm about to just say hi to my couple over here. Hello guys. Nijonis?
Yeah,
I'm good guys. How are you, Temba?
I'm good. How are you?
Guys, thank you so much for actually honoring this invitation here with me today. I am really honored. I'm really honored to have you guys. I watch you guys on Facebook and I'm like, guys, God. I mean, what a couple. The way you guys love each other. I'm really inspired by when Nomfundo shared the story how you actually proposed to her. And I love that story. But otherwise, before we get we go on, can you guys please just introduce yourselves to my guests?
Good evening to the listeners of Nubain FM. I am Nomfundo Madonsela. I am a mother of 4.
Mm-hmm.
I am a God-fearing woman.
Yeah.
And I am a woman who believes in giving to our community.
Beautiful.
Because when the community grows and flourishes, in essence, everybody's benefiting.
Mm-hmm.
So that is me in a nutshell.
Okay. Great.
Hi guys, I'm Temba. I'm a father of 4,
Yeah.
1 wife.
No, Mr. Polygamist.
No polygamist. Yeah, but guys, I think it's great to be here,
Yeah.
and I'm looking forward to the show. I love sharing my story, sharing what I've learned through experience.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the experience is the biggest teacher, and yeah, I'm here just to see what people can take from us and hopefully build a few families out there that are facing a few challenges.
Great. Before, because I have a song that I actually want to play for you guys before we can go on with the topic.
Okay.
But first things first, because we're speaking all things blended family.
Nice.
I just want you guys to, just before I play the song, for us to just try to unpack what is blended family for those that don't know what we're actually talking about today.
Okay, I'll go first. I think I like speaking about things from the way I am experiencing them, right? So for me, a blended family is where you have two partners, and these partners have, say, children of their own, and then they decide to maybe spend life together, get married, and now what was essentially two units becomes one, right? And it's like an instant family. So there's no getting married and then there's a pregnancy. No, it's a mom and a dad, and instantaneously there's kids as well.
Yeah.
Blended family for me can also be where a family where we're living with our cousins, it's not just like the normal mom, dad, and their kids. So for me, that's also or fits the description of what a blended family would be.
Yeah, no, correct. I think we in most often we always think that a blended family is with the mother who has a child outside and the father who has a child outside. But I mean, in our communities we have families that take umdala malume to come and stay with us, and that qualifies as a blended family. So we're here to speak on those families, yeah.
Okay, that's interesting, because I think most of us look at it in a way and we see if you are coming with a child, she's coming with a child, we always thought it's that, or also maybe you guys just adopted, but now it's broader than that, where cousins and everything, they come and join the family, right?
Correct.
Great.
I think that just to end another type of a blended family, a couple just got married, they can't have kids and they decide to adopt. That's a blended family.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, hold it right there. And this is the song that I'm going to play for you guys. And this song, guys, is titled I Love You Too. It is super magic. I don't know if you guys do listen to jazz. I'm going jazz this afternoon. Okay. Imagine I'm on my leave.
Check here and check this.
So it's almost cool and accessible on Facebook. I see what you said. I wish I could hear the song.
Alright guys, you are still on Lobuhle FM and we are playing this love song for these beautiful love birds here in our building. Usipho Kumedia, I love you too. And guys, you are tuning in on www.lobuhle.fm. It is 6:15 straight up and we are about to, actually we are talking all things blended families guys. Stay tuned. Indeed, it is inspiring content on Lobuhle FM. You are chilled here on the Sunday social dialogue with the one and only Nubain Queen in the building. Yes. And I did say that today here I have my beautiful couple is Nomfundo and Madonsela with Temba Madonsela, and we are speaking all things blended family, and they were just trying to put out there what is blended family. And what I have a question for you guys is what is then your scenario? As you were telling us, explain to us what is blended family, but what is your scenario?
Okay, so maybe just to also start by saying the reason why we speak openly about our scenario is it's because it is our truth. And when we own our truth, I feel nothing can come and compromise the structure that we're trying to build up because we're owning our truth. So that's the first thing. The second thing in relation to your question is how are we blended? We are blended in the sense that we were both previously married, and after we separated from our exes, we then met, and he had children, I had children, and we decided then to start a family together, and that's how we are blended. So for all intents and purposes, I never refer to my stepkids after the blending as my stepchildren. They are my children, because when I decided to say that I am going to have a life with Utemba, it stopped being a stepson. Yes, in terms of description and how it is that you would want to maybe explain, you would use the term stepsons and all, but we see them as our children. So if you ever ask me, how many children do you have? I will literally say, I have 4 children, but it is 4 children coming from a blended setup.
Okay. So Temba, she's explaining that, and my question is, she obviously has a child also, right? You have a child. Was it easy for you guys to love, for you to love her child, for her to love your child, because you guys coming with kids, or it's just
Yeah, I think that's where the big challenge comes in, because it's not an easy process that you can just go in and be all lovey-dovey and start a relationship with the child.
Yeah.
There's a few issues that you need to deal with.
Yeah.
There's issues of resentment that builds up in certain scenarios. I'll give you an example. For example, when the mom is spoiling the little one.
Yeah.
And you want to come in and sort of discipline, but you can't come in because you haven't built a relationship. And she's also not trusting you enough. You haven't built that trust that you can take over the discipline part. So it's not easy, but it's possible. And that's what we hear. That's why we're here. We want to look at some of the challenges that are there. We want to speak around what have we done and just to get over the challenges. Yeah.
So I can throw it in there.
Yeah.
What made it easy? What's making it easy for you guys to love, for you to love a child, for her to love your child?
Yeah.
Because I mean, these are things that are actually happening in our society. I myself, I come from a family like that, and it wasn't easy for my father to actually take us in.
Yeah.
You know, for the first time, it came out as if he was fine with it, and then as time goes on, he just was never there. He was just never interested.
Yeah.
So was it because? So my question was it because now my mom has given him kids, or you know?
Yeah.
So what makes it easy for you guys to?
Firstly, for me, what makes it easy is at the very beginning, start off by acknowledging Uti, it's not a normal setup.
Yeah.
Right? It's not how things would normally work. And because it's not a normal setup, it requires a different perspective. You need to look at it from all angles. Because essentially you are going in, and like I'm saying, it's not a normal setup, so it's not a normal start that you have. So you might get into a blended family, and instead of it being bliss, maybe for we're the honeymoon period and it's all bliss, and then we are having kids, and then we instantly start dealing with issues of communication, issues of finances, issues of identity, issues. You already have those things that you need to deal with. So the first thing is open, honest communication with regards to, dude, we're getting into this thing. Potentially, these could be our pitfalls, because statistics have it. I think this was in 2018 when we are still doing our reading. There's a book that we read on blended families that says that second marriages, the success rate of second marriages is much lower than for first marriages. You see. So if it's a first marriage and you essentially don't have a lot of baggage and things, then your chances as a blended family or a second marriage diminish a little bit more. So you need to go into it with open eyes. You can't go in it with a fairy tale mindset. It can be a fairy tale ending. These little marble sculptures that you'd find in gardens. Those marble sculptures, some of them, if you look at them from a distance, they are so beautiful, and they represent these Greek designs like that, and you look at it and you think, oh wow, this is so beautiful. Then you walk closer to that marble sculpture and you see that marble sculpture has little cracks on it. But the fact that it has cracks on it does not remove the fact that when you were standing at a distance, it looked beautiful. You're just getting closer and you're like seeing, oh, this thing has little cracks, but the cracks do not take away from its beauty. So for me, that's how I see blended families, that a blended family can be a beautiful, beautiful thing. It's just that it has cracks. We need to speak about these cracks so that they are not, they don't shock us. We need to speak about the fact of it. It's not going to be, I'm not going to instantly love your child. I'm not going to instantly have a bond with your child. And guess what? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You're not inhuman just because you don't instantly love the child. Guess what? It's going to take time, experiences. It's going to take situations. It's going to take effort. You need to deposit into the bank account and not just withdraw all the time, so that you can see the returns.
So what you are actually saying is that as the other person, you have to allow this person to grow to love your child. It doesn't automatically just happen. And I think it's one thing that we are all really struggling with, because we want it to instantly happen. You would want them to instantly love your child. You would want them to do the same, So I think that's one thing I really would have very loved for you to go deep on it, Guti, because that could also actually also affect the child. Doesn't those things also affect the kids as well?
I think when we were driving here, we were saying, if you are, let's say we were not married, and then I had a kid and he had a kid. For me, if I want to see him give the best of himself to me, I must love his child unconditionally.
That's true.
And accept the child unconditionally and allow the child to flourish. Because when I do that, he becomes uba right, uba happy. Uba right and happy. He's able now to truly invest in the relationship. And the same would apply to him. You need to fully effort. Let's build a relationship with the child. Let's do izinto together. And then when I am happy, we are then all happy. But again, let's also not forget we are still important. Let's not focus so much on the children that we forget about building and developing each other as well, because
but
that could also be
guys, how do we keep the balance now?
I think before it comes to the balance, the one thing is that you guys have to do is that you have to learn to identify the problem. In most cases, we miss what the problem is, and therefore we come up with solutions on things that are not the problem. So but once you understand that you guys have a problem, I always say before I start speaking, wherever in any platform, I'm sure a lot of people know the story, similar to Nomfundo's story on the rocks, is that when we were growing up, we had cracks on our wall. My mother phoned the painter to come repair the cracks on the wall. The painter came through, did his work on the wall, went away 2 months back. 2 months later, the cracks were back again. My mom came back, phoned the painter again. The painter said, another type of painter, he said, no, I can't paint the wall because these are cracks. You have a bigger problem than that. You have a moving foundation. I think blended families is for us not to touch the cracks on the wall, not to touch the hey, we have to look good when we go to the mall, we have to look good, and that's lying and that's putting pressure on us. We have to take pictures so that social media sees us well and hide. You know what? Don't tell anyone that we are blended because we look fees. Well, it says you are blended. What are you hiding?
Why are you hiding?
You're only putting pressure on yourself, and I think it's that element of being honest with yourself that you're dealing with the problem. What is the problem, and look out for possible solutions. Then you can be able to deal with the issue. On the issue of balance, balance is very key. It's very key because in most cases, as a father, if I have a son, I'm more inclined to also take the son's side whenever there's an argument between the son and the mother. And you have to stand with the mother.
Not the child.
At the same time, you have to maintain that the decision comes from the two of us and not only from me, so that the child can see that the mother is also involved in the decision. So I'll give you an example. So the kids are not downstairs, they break the dishes, whatever they do, and then all of a sudden they are in trouble. So me and mom would first go into the room. They would know that we are talking, and then after that we'll discipline them together. If we are grounding them, it's the two of us doing that, and that's where the balance comes in, because they don't see Ubaba as Ubaba and Ma, they just see a united front. Sorry, that's a political.
But you know what you're touching on, Temba, is very important, because I've seen it happen, where now the child would rather go to dad because dad is always by the side, and never goes to mama. And now always the child now has picked a side eventually, So it's really happening, and I think that's one thing that our listeners, also people that you are listening out there, and you have kids and you are in a blended family as well, please do take note. Please make sure that you are taking note, because this is very important. It's something that we all literally relate to. I'm a mother too. I wish to get married one day, and I would want my partner to actually love my son. So yes, guys, you are still on Nubain FM, and you are chilling here with the Nubain Queen at the Sunday social dialogue with Nomfundo and Temba Madonsela.
conscious influence.
Alright guys, I'm taking you guys back, way back. It is you must hear the artist email. Guys, listen, it is the Nubain Queen in the building and we are chilling here on the Sunday social session dialogue. Enjoy. It is Huma Sigela saying Stimela. Okay, guys, welcome to the Sunday Social Session Dialogue with the Nubain Queen at Lobuhle FM. It is straight 25 to 7. Guys, this is a 1 hour show and we are done here by 7. So make sure that you are still here and still tuning in with us. We are chilling here with a beautiful couple. Is Nomfundo Madonsela and Temba Madonsela. Please do, guys, check them out on Facebook. Guys, you gotta love this couple. Hey, all right, guys, we are talking all things blended family. Guys, we are back here, and my next question would be, what are the challenges now that come with you coming with a child and the other coming with a child? What are the challenges?
There's quite a lot. There's financial challenges. I think Nomfundo mentioned that, for example. We just got together, we've got kids. From the previous marriages, we had debt that we brought through to the new marriage. We have to start paying debt. We can't go on honeymoon. The kids can't have pizza because the Sabadala, their own debt. It's a challenge on its own. There's relationship and challenges, building emotional bank accounts with the children, because you need to start off and engaging so that they know who you are. I think we also had challenges of whereby my blessing, I call my son a blessing to me, and my blessing was didn't want to open up to me, to receive me as a father. So that's also a challenge, because now I have to have a bigger mindset.
Blessing is your son.
Is known from the son.
Okay.
Yeah. So he is my blessing.
Yeah.
So I call him my blessing.
I love that.
Yeah. So opening up is a challenge, because now I need to spend time with him, allow him and show him that I don't want to take his father's position, but I want to. I'm there as an extra blessing. I'm a blessing there. Yeah, a bonus there. We always tell them all the time that they're spiritual kids. Yeah. Some of the challenges.
Dealing with the relationships of the other parties, because as much as we are blended and the kids get to be with us, but they also have another family, right, that they get to be with. Now you need to guard against. You can't just speak anyhow about the other family. You can't also be sensitive when they're going to talk about their mom. I can make an example for you. We went to go watch my son's rugby match, and by my son I mean my first son being Temba's biological son.
Okay.
We went to watch a rugby match. So there he was playing, and then after playing he comes and he sits with his friend, and then his friend asks, "But who's this?" And then he says, "No, this is my mom." And then my son says, "No, that's not your mom." Then he says, "Yes, it's my mom. I have a mom, and that's my mom." And in that moment, I was like, okay, so I'm not his mom. But I had to think, how else do I expect a child to explain to his friend who it is that I am? So that's why I'm saying we can't be sensitive about other things. When the child has gone to the other family and is now back in the house and they're talking about what they did with the other father or the other mother, and now you ban the child from speaking about them, or you talk down on what it is that they're doing, you are breaking the child. You are breaking the confidence of the child. There's also issues of identity which are a challenge. You'll find that I, as a woman, maybe come with a child, right? And the child's surname is different from now my married surname. We maybe had the same surname. Now I'm getting a new surname, and then maybe as people are referring to you, and then the other child will ask, "What's issue? Where do I belong?" So you need to get to a position where you are comfortable, even so that I understand, it's okay, we're okay like this. It's nothing awkward, it's nothing weird that you have this surname. And when the child is asking about the other side of the family as well, don't dismiss them, speak to them about it, tell them, encourage them to go and visit, encourage them to get or have relationships with or their aunties and uncles from the other side. At first it will not be easy, because depending on what the issues were that led to the breakdown of the previous relationship, it might not be easy, but if we are mature and level-headed, because that's what I think blended families need, people who are mature and level-headed. You can't be driven by emotions. If you're going to be driven by emotions, so yeah, guys, that you're single, stay home, whatever, you know.
Just now, at what point do you guys understand? At what point did you know that Nomfundo is matured about this? When you know Temba is actually matured about it?
Yeah, so that's another thing which is important, knowledge, and also getting understanding of your own thinking. Because as much as I might look at, I might think Nomfundo's thinking must be in a certain way, I might not be thinking in the right way.
Yeah.
So change of mindset and getting knowledge so that it can change the way you view things. Changing your paradigm in terms of how you view things. I mean, in my school, we used to say we're not going to raise up abanye abantwana. That's the society we grew up in.
Yeah.
To say ngeke uzohamba uhlale umntana kuwe ukhulisele umntana enye indoda. That's what we used to say. And unfortunately that catches up. Yeah. I mean that element stays in your subconscious mind. So even if you want to do well, if you want to do good, but you're still ashamed to go to that baby, to say, what is he doing now? Once he see or something, and that's not it. That's not it. It's understanding that you are creating a family. It's a special family, and
it's not for the faint-hearted.
It's not for the faint-hearted. Yeah.
It is a beautiful thing. It's not just, maybe let's not downplay it, because what has been an amazing thing for me is where you see, for example, the different personalities in the kids and how it is that they're adapting to the different things. How one, will take a leap there and the other one is maybe weaker there, and it all comes together and it works well for the blended family. Then another thing, maybe as we were still speaking on challenges, is where we cannot compare the kids with each other. Because in as much as, let's not even look at it as a blended family issue.
Okay.
It's an issue even in a nuclear family. You cannot compare first going to I mean the first strong, then you are breaking down the child. Even more so in a blended family, because if me, now let's say me, I'm going to speak up for my stepson, then it could create resentment in my own child. You would say, Lord, a hatred between the kids. You must at all times try to be balanced, in your dealings with the children. Nobody must ever think they're superior or more special, and nobody must ever feel like they're neglected. And that requires sufficient time with each and every child, sufficient praise for each and every child. Uma are wrong, scold the child in their own rocks. Don't say, don't be comparative when you are speaking about or when you're disciplining any of the other children. So it's.
While we at that, Nomfundo, do we now sit the kids down and talk to them about the situation that's going on here?
Yeah. So it's very important to be transparent at all times.
Yeah.
We always call our kids and we say to them, when we look at a scripture in the Bible that says that when you honor your father and your mother, you will be blessed by the Lord.
Okay.
And we say to them, they can get double blessings. And I remember my son said, then why are we getting double blessings? I said, because you guys have 2 mothers and 2 fathers.
Whew.
So he was like, oh yeah, I didn't think of it that way. I said, yeah, you have to change your thinking each and every time. Don't be an average thinker. You have to think outside the box.
How old is this child?
He's 9 years old.
Okay.
He's 9 years old. So what I'm trying to say is that you have to be transparent. When you've got a problem, and the problem, if you apply truth to the problem in the beginning, the problem is resolved. But when you try to jigga around in the beginning, it becomes a ticking time bomb, and that can destroy the whole family in the future.
I fully second that you need to be transparent. Why? I can even give a practical example of what happened to us, where we are the Madonselas, and some random person, what implications this can have on the child, says to the child who's with us, so it's my child, who are you? What's your surname? When you're not a Madonsela, you see. So now you think, if maybe we had not spoken about the fact that we say, you know what, we are the Madoncellas, you are part of the Madoncellas, you have a different surname, this is the reason why you have a different surname, but it does not change who it is that we are. We speak to our kids and we tell them, you guys are brothers. Don't let people from the outside tell you any different. We stand up for each other, we love each other, we are a special family. When we speak about it, we prevent external factors from coming in and starting to do what to find cracks and start breaking in, even with comments which were innocent. Maybe it's an innocent comment, but if we have spoken about it, Tina, already, it doesn't bother us, we're okay, we carry on with life.
So the first one you said is 9.
Yeah, we in fact with 9 turning 10, we're 10, 8, 3 and 18 months.
And already you sit these kids down and talk to them about this. When is the right age for us to actually do that? Because I think we tend to say they're young.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they're young, they see things.
Okay.
They see things. For example, our kids at a point, they said something like, but we are not like A and B's mom and dad. We're different because one for a bit, this one is gone away, and then for a bit we come together, and then for a bit this one is gone away, and then we say, yes, we're like that. That's how our family works. We're not like them, and so we're explaining as we see the level of consciousness of the child opening up. Then we say, okay, this child is ready to receive this information. We are going. So my corner understanding some fact. I feel bombarded also with information which is too much for the child because and also now are they sensitive to things which maybe are not even there.
That's true. I think you're also touching on an issue that is affecting nuclear families, individual people, whereby we are reactionary. We are reactive to things. We are reactionarist. We're not proactive. And we as a blended family, in fact, when you're in a blended family as well as in a nuclear family, you have to be proactive in your relationship. Whereas a mother, you have to say, this week on a Wednesday, I'm spending an hour with my son. We're going out for ice cream. We're taking a walk. I want to find out how he's doing. And in that hour, I'm not touching my phone or doing anything. It's just me and him. So when you proactively set dates and appointments with your kids, what happens is that they start opening up and realizing that you're giving them enough airtime so that they're able to engage with you. So we needed to read about these things, get ideas and implement them as soon as possible, because it's I don't want to say it's more of a crisis, like Nubain said, it's a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful, blended family is a beautiful thing. We can share stories that even nuclear families can't share. We can sit around the table and teach nuclear families how to love one another and how to go into scripture and read the definition of love, and love is patient, love is kind, and understand that when you're reading it, you don't read it from the other point, you read it from the one who's reading it. So when you say love is patient, it means that I'm the one who must be patient with Nubain. So when Nubain drops that ball, I need to be patient to show her that I love her. And I remember having a discussion around time. We have prayers at 7 in the evening, and I said to the kids, how do you show someone you love them? How do you show your mom you love them? I said, Dando, stand up and show your mom that you love her. He stood up and then he gave his mom a hug. You understand? I said, what is love then? And what came out was that love is an action. Love is an action. You can't just say you love someone with words. You need to act. You need to sacrifice yourself to something. You need to step in, and that's how you show you love someone.
Sure. I like it when you spoke about how we as parents need to actually set dates with our kids, and if you can touch just on the importance of that, because I feel like you're saying, it's not only just about the blended family, me myself as a single mother, I need to set a date with my child.
Yeah.
So can you just touch base on that?
Maybe let me start it like this. Research shows that from the age of between 0 and about 8 years, it's a boy child. That boy child is closer to the mom. mommy.
Yeah.
From the age of 8 till about 14, the boy child is closer to the dad. This is where he starts checking his muscles and checking and wants to go to town with the father and all of that. And then from 14 up until 21, he's not even close to the mom and the father. That's when he relies on an outside figure to shape up his life or to bring a certain knowledge or teaching into his life. So what I want to say there, when you miss that gap that you are supposed to play as a mother, it becomes difficult for you to catch up in the future. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it becomes difficult for you to catch up. Be proactive around things. And what we normally do is that when we do our monthly budgets, we would budget a certain allocation of funds to say that this is the family money, and the kids would know that we're going out on a certain date. And obviously there are challenges with budget and keeping up and all of that, but we try to maintain that consistency in being proactive in our relationship management. Yeah.
Like just this morning we were planting, the kids and I were outside in the garden planting together. So it's quality time. We're doing something, but they are, we're doing a home chore, but the children are there. We are seeing we are doing something together.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, okay, please do hold that thought over there. We are coming back. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. It is a blended family with Nomfundo and Temba Matonsela. Guys, this is deep. I did say that check them out on Facebook, guys. You are learning a lot from them. It is Jabukani saying Bombela. Alright guys, it is Jabu Kanyala in the building saying Bombela, Yenyugin Bombela. I hope you guys are enjoying being with us here on Lobuhle FM. It is www.lobuhle.fm. Go tell a friend to tell a friend that the Nubain is in the building. Alright, it is Lobuhle FM. You are here with the Nubain Queen on the Sunday Social Dialogue. We are here with Nomfundo and Temba Madonsela. We are speaking all things blended families. So now guys, my question would be, here it is, Temba, you're coming home, there's your beautiful partner who has a child, Nomfundo the same. For your parents, how was it easy? Because I mean, even parents, it would also be a challenge to some people.
Yeah, I think you would need to add that one to the problems of to the challenges of blended family. We might have not mentioned it. Yeah, but it's a challenge that is there, because the family can be old-fashioned, if I call it that, or the thinking may be different. Let me put it that way. The thinking might be different in terms of how they accept the child, how they relate to a child that's not biologically in the family. So this is where you need to step in as the father, or as the stepfather, if I call it that, and protect the child until that relationship is in its mature
So when do they visit them and all that? Right?
Yeah.
What's your take on
Yes, it can be a challenge, or extended families can be a challenge, in that you'll find a family where everybody had their place and we knew the systems and how it's functioning. Then all of a sudden there's an addition to the family, and it's not a baby who's going to grow into the family, but it's a big child, you know. And at first, even the new cousins, it's difficult for them. I mean, they are used to having their cousin, their biological cousin, and so they'll be walking around and they forget, would say, hey, there's a new there's a new sibling that we need to work in.
Yeah.
But you need to give things their time as well. You cannot expect that, in as much as it was difficult for us to adjust, that the extended families will just simply adjust. You cannot get hurt also. You cannot allow yourself, you will get hurt, yes, but you cannot allow yourself to remain pants because of things that are part of growing pains, you know, where, let's say, I'm just making an example, where it said maybe the kids are maybe they share your child, you are witnessing this. You can't get emotional and say, oh, you know, no. You gotta also let the person fight their battle, fight to be within the clique as well. So yeah, everything has its time, like we'll say.
Okay. No, that's I hear, and I like the fact that you guys keep mentioning how it's important to allow people to grow. You know, somebody then going to loving the kids, or you going to love, you know, those things. It's something that we actually just need to keep putting into practice. But also, my last question before we go, because we don't have time anymore. My last question is also will be Buti. I mean, you have the mother of the child is alive, right? And also with you, it's the same thing. So now, wasn't that also a problem?
It was a challenge, but like I said, or we said at the beginning, is that you need to be open about the things that you could potentially face as a blended family. And you need to come up with a strategy of how is it that we are going to deal with it. We always encourage, if there's no violence or abuse or you know, any form of negligence, they encourage the child, encourage the relationship with the other party. But the other party must also understand that we have rules that govern we have principles that are governing our relationship, you know. So you can't be calling at random times of the night asking to speak to the child. There is a system that is in place. So let's keep to the system so that we can all be happy. At first, you will meet resistance when you have created the system. But if we remain adamant in saying, listen, this is the system that we've built, we are going to keep to the system, we can augment the system to function better, but we're not going to drop the system simply because you will not adhere to what it is that we are requesting.
Well, great. Last words, Temba.
I think just to add to that, I think it's very important that you understand that there's an issue of trust as well.
Yeah.
So, for example, what happened with my previous relationship might be an issue of trust that maybe the previous mother does not want my current wife to have to share or to have a relationship with our son. So I need to then understand that it must be time and I must be patient with the mother until she gets to a level where she's comfortable. So you can't rush things. You need to be patient. You need to take your time and understand that, and pray and understand and be positive around things and understand that
You just
it
need
will work out.
there.
Yeah.
It's patience, prayer, and positiveness. I love that.
Thank you.
Wow. All right, guys, it is the Nubain in the building, and we are at Nubain FM at Sunday Social Dialogue, and we today were chilling with the beautiful couple at Nomfundo Madonsela and Temba Madonsela. Guys, please remember to check them out on Facebook. It is Nomfundo Madonsela and Temba Madonsela. Thank you so much, guys, for coming through.
It's a
Thank you
pleasure.
so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Great. Okay, guys, we are out of here. It is 7 p.m. Bye. Until next week, same time, same place.
Videos going out.
Yeah, literally.
We cut off it.
It's still going.
It's so much.
It's still going.
How do I switch the